How are you? It's Vablonsky again. Right now I'm on the road. I'm in New Jersey and I'm headed north, but I'm making a pit stop for food. And one of the easiest foods to find is Chinese food. Chinese American takeout food, to be exact. It's here, it's there, it's found in cities and towns all across America, including the town I'm in today. So I'm going to enjoy some classic Chinese American food. Join me on this food adventure on today's episode. Thank you for joining me today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in New Jersey right now, and I think I'm in the Lumberton, Mount Holly area of New Jersey, and that's east of Philadelphia. So I'm between Philadelphia and New York City, somewhere in that area. And I stopped in at a Chinese American takeout place. I was hungry, and I found a place called Hee Lok. It looks like a fairly reputable and a well-regarded Chinese American takeout spot in the area. And the first thing I'm going to try is the shrimp with lobster sauce. Now, shrimp with lobster sauce is a bit of a confusing name, because it does not have any lobster in it. Some people are confused by that fact. Lobster sauce in the old school Cantonese tradition was a sauce that they served with a dish called lobster Cantonese. And the sauce basically is a cornstarch slurry with eggs in it. I think other things too, but it varied from place to place. As I'm looking down on it, Hee Lok, this takeout place here in New Jersey, has the traditional cornstarch slurry / gravy. It has the eggs kind of floating around in it, the egg white you can see prominently, and it has peas and carrots in it. I think the really old school versions wouldn't have that. I think it was ground pork. If you ordered this dish back in the 60s and 70s, and in fact, I remember shrimp with lobster sauce with ground pork in it rather than the peas and the carrots. Okay, let me put some on my rice. Hee Lok gave me a heaping container of white rice, and I transferred it to this a black round takeout container. And let me just scoop it, get some shrimp and some of the sauce. Oh, you can see the peas and the carrots and the egg white. Looks like big orangey plump shrimp. Here it is. Here's a shrimp. Let me start that way. Some of the rice with the gravy on it, with the lobster sauce, more correctly. Yeah. Wow. Wow. This shrimp is really, really good. Wow. I mean, shrimp is muscular and kind of bouncy, which this is. That's an indication it's good shrimp, but there's a tenderness to it. I wonder if they do something to tenderize the shrimp. I don't know, but it's really good. I want to get some more sauce onto my rice. And some eggs. Here's a big piece of egg. Wow. Now, the lobster sauce itself, the sauce, doesn't have a whole lot of, hit-in-your-face flavor. It's not a bold, emphatic type of sauce. It's very gentle. It's thick, but not too thick. It's not too runny either. there's a kind of gentle saltiness to it. And so if you could imagine this going with actual lobster, it's meant to complement the lobster in the, in the old school lobster Cantonese dish that I referred to earlier. It's supposed to kind of gently, caress and complement and to kind of support the lobster meat, not to overpower it. So you can see why it's a gentle type of sauce. Ooh. And I guess somebody had the, creative idea to put the lobster sauce on top of shrimp. And shrimp with lobster sauce was created. I don't know exactly when, but, I remember this dish from my childhood. Of course, I'm sure it has a history that far precedes my childhood, but, here it is, shrimp with lobster sauce. Okay, this next dish I've had before, but it's been a long time since I've eaten it. I'm trying to guess, 30 years? I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had sweet and sour pork. It's a classic Chinese-American takeout item. It is served in Hong Kong, so it does have a Chinese/Cantonese origin. It's different, obviously, in Hong Kong. I've had it before, and I remember it having other things in it. This version, it's separated because I'm taking it out. So the pork is fried into little nuggets, and it's in one box. And then I have the sauce in another container, the sweet and sour sauce. And so I have to combine it. So I'm going to dump, and then I'm going to dump the sauce on top of it. And so, yeah, that's my sweet and sour pork. The fried pork nuggets, with the sweet and sour sauce on top of it. And I remember the old school version, the version I had in the past when I was young. It had like green bell peppers in it. I'm thinking maybe some onions and even pineapple chunks maybe. So this is really simple. It's just the fried pork chunks with the sweet and sour sauce. This is literally sweet and sour pork, and nothing else is really bolstering it, helping it out, as it were. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to take one, well, maybe two. Oh, here it is. Oh. Wow. Ooh. I think I'm going to switch to a spoon because it's better than having the fork. I can just scoop it out. Well, look at this. Wow, it is saucy. Wow, that is good. Wow. It is tender. I mean, one of the reservations I had about ordering this was the cubes of pork might be tough because you're frying meat like that. You might have the tendency or the expectation maybe that it would be fried and hard, but it's not like that at all. This is actually tender. Let me get some sauce on this rice and piece of meat. Ooh, and I managed to drip sauce all over my shirt. The sauce itself is as advertised. It's sweet and sour. I mean, the thing about it is it's very gentle though. And by that I mean it's not boldly sweet and it's not boldly sour. It's a balanced and subdued and kind of gentle and not overly pronounced sweet and sour flavor. Again, I haven't had this in a long time, so I don't know if this is just true of Hee Lok or does all contemporary versions of sweet and sour pork kind of lean toward this direction of being kind of gentle? I don't know. And the chunks of pork, these fried chunks of pork, they're crispy. They got a kind of a body to it. It's not limp and lifeless. So the breading is a little bit firm. It has a little personality to it and a bit of structure to it. But I can imagine the longer it soaks in the sauce, the less, crunchy it would be. So you kind of have to pour the sauce and get to it and eat it quickly. Okay, this next dish, roast pork. Roast pork being char siu, the classic barbecued Cantonese style roast pork, pork strips. And it would be you would see it in long slabs hanging there in the Chinatown Cantonese barbecue shops. That's that places that sell it. You would have it at the storefront window. And so yeah, it's just a heaping mound of char siu. It's just lots of char siu chunks. Wow. Some sauce kind of pooling at the bottom, and after being stir fried, it is a little bit dark. The char siu, I mean. Wow, that is really good. You don't usually cut it up and then stir fry it with additional sauce. So I think what's going on is it's stir fried in the glazing sauce that is used to prepare the char siu originally. So you're getting a double dose of the glaze basically, once during the barbecuing roasting process, and then secondarily as it's stir fried afterwards. And so you're getting a 1-2 punch basically. I'm going to end my meal with an order of Chinese donuts. That's what it's called on the menu. It's a sugary donut, basically. You see it a lot in Chinese American buffets as a dessert offering. And I think that's where I might have first encountered this at Chinese buffets, Chinese American buffets. And I don't know exactly how it's prepared, because all you have at these takeout places are deep fryers where they make egg rolls, and so they must use that deep fryer where they make the egg rolls. And so I don't know what kind of dough they used. It must be some sort of prepared, prepackaged dough. I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm thinking of some sort of like a, Pillsbury prepared dough that comes in a canister or something like that. I don't know if that's true. That's what I'm imagining in my head. I have no idea. I'm not knowledgeable enough about this to know, but it's a donut. It's a small roundish donut basically, and it has a lot of sugar on the outside. Wow. It's sugary. It's sweet, as you can imagine, because of the sugar, and it's soft as sin. I mean, it really is soft. Wow. These are good. Oh my. As I'm looking at them now, I can see very clearly that each one is shaped differently. So they're irregularly shaped. They're, quote unquote handmade in that regard. I'm picking out, the roundish ones, the ones that are more round, for the sake of eating them now and featuring them on camera. But they're differently shaped. Wow. Bouncy, fluffy, with a degree of denseness, and maybe a tad oily, but not excessively so. I mean, it's fried, so, and probably fried to order. It's not just laying out, waiting for me to arrive. And that little dusting of sugar really gives it a bit of personality. And wow, these are, I mean, if you don't control yourself, you could easily work your way through these Chinese donuts. I mean, they're really good. Oh, let me just show you. I mean, look at this one. It's very irregular. It's like almost like a teardrop shape, like an egg type of shape. And ooh, I mean, these are differently shaped. I mean, this one here is kind of lumpy and not as uniform looking, and this one is more like the other two I just ate. Like a domey type of shape, and looks vaguely like a corn muffin shape. Wow. And if you haven't seen my episode where I talk about the importance of Chinese American food to me, and I talk about my history with Chinese American food, please watch that episode. I think you might enjoy that. That'll give you some background about why I like Chinese American food as much as I do and why I eat it with some regularity. Let me finish up this food and I'll be on my way. And I want to thank you for joining me today. And I'll catch you on my next food adventure. Take care for now. Bye-bye.